KBLA Sports Minute, I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Man, I feel like money. Man, I feel like money. They attracted to me. Oh, yeah. They come around like honey. They come around like honey. 'Cause I fly like a bee. Oh, yeah. Man, I got 'em all buzzing.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
It sure is, and I'm happy to meet somebody who's never been on the mic before. He's been in the fitness world for 50 years. He is the owner and top personal trainer of the Forum Private Fitness Club, working with men, women, seniors. This is from his bio. He says men, women, seniors, housewives, pregnant women. And the philosophy is you don't work out till you get old. You get old because you don't work out. We'll hear more about that and this long-time Black-owned business with personal trainer and owner Kamal Muhsin. Welcome.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So I see you got your green drink with you. You're already on your fitness journey this morning.
Right.
What's in that?
I have cayenne pepper, ginger, protein powder, spinach, a few other things.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff, right.
Yeah, is that...
some prostate stuff, so it's mainly a lot of health prevention.
So this is a daily routine for you?
Yes, daily, yeah.
Okay.
Every morning, yes.
So, Kamal, you started this business a long time ago. I've driven by many, many times. You're over there in Westchester, for those in L.A., you know.
Right.
He's over there in Westchester. He's got pictures out in the front. And you've been doing this since before, really, this kind of fitness training was trendy.
Right. So I started real early, and how it started for me, my journey began when I didn't make my high school freshman basketball team. So I figured if I couldn't make high school freshman, how in the hell I'm gonna make the pros in basketball? So I was looking for another sport, and my first girlfriend's brother was doing what I'm doing now. So that's how I got started. 1976.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing it, and I understand that was part of your journey moving to L.A.
Right. What you mean moving to L.A.?
I mean, you're not a native Angelino, right?
No. I'm from Detroit.
Right.
Okay.
So you came here and started a fitness business.
Right.
I mean, I gotta ask you, whatever you say, you've been doing this 50 years.
Yes.
And back then, it cannot have been easy to get a building in Westchester or wherever your first building was.
Okay.
And get clients, right? I mean, it's still not easy, but it must have been much harder back then.
Okay, well, what happened, I was around a lot of business owners growing up. So that enabled me, when I came to LA, came in walking on stilts, basically. So I was prepared. I knew what I wanted to do when I got here. So that was my mission, and I never stopped since.
Right, so you said 1976.
Yes.
I mean, we in LA, we have something called covenants, which restrict who can lease and buy property where.
Okay.
Right? You never had trouble. You just went in and
No, I
you
never
knew
had
what
that
you
problem.
wanted to do, and you just walked right in and made it happen.
Right. And then God helped those who helped themselves. So it was all in alignment with what I wanted to do and did, Yeah. So,
Okay. I mean, I think that's dope. Some of it has to do with, as a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh, so shall she be.
That's right.
But
That's
some
right.
of it is, I mean, you're visibly black. It's not a mystery.
Okay.
So the fact that you were able to walk right in and make that happen in the 70s is pretty amazing.
Right. Thank you very much. But like I say, when you have your mind made up, that's how it works. I was determined. So it worked out,
And is that your fitness philosophy?
I have a lot of fitness philosophy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, but one of the main ones is greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. So what does that mean? When you hear people say, another verse in the Bible says, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So what is the mind? So you get thoughts that come to your mind. So that's it there. So discipline is mental, not physical.
Right.
Okay, but this world makes it look like it's physical. So like New Year's resolutions, make your goals. Then they're showing people eager and ready to go. So people think it's physical. So they're waiting for that moment, and that moment never comes because it's mental. See, the mind controls the body. You see?
Yes, it does.
So when they say it's let this mind be in you, the same that was in Christ Jesus, the letting is a doing. Doing what? The guidance that come to us. So I think, I feel that a lot of people are stuck today. And one of the main reasons they are stuck because people thinking it's physical, not mental. Okay? So that inner voice we all have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they
The something told me voice.
Yes, that's right. So when they named it clairvoyant, when they named it intuition, when they named it instinct, that's what made people think, oh, okay, but that's not instinct, it's not intuition, it's not clairvoyance, that's God. So the more we know that's God, we'll trust that. Mm-hmm. So not knowing that's God, they say, oh, that's your intuition, you got to follow your gut. Okay, but that's not a sure thing. God, we'll know that's a sure thing, because if God be with you, who can be against you?
So for you, discipline, dedication has to do with your trust in God.
Yes. No, not trusting God, but knowing that's God. See, knowing it's God is another thing than opposed to thinking, oh, my clairvoyance, intuition, you can't trust that. So therefore, doubt becomes an all-time high. So doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will.
I mean, okay, so...
I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
If doubt kills more dreams than failure. I mean, doubt, you're not even trying. But failure, you're trying. But if doubt is leading the pack, that's because people not knowing that's God. See? But think about it. How can you know unless you have a teacher? And how can you have a teacher unless she or he be sent? So the question is this world going to send one? You follow me? Based on if the pharmaceutical companies making big business, they're not looking for cures, they're looking for customers. So how can it come from there? See, so I think we are putting our trust in things that we can't control opposed to things that we can control.
So you started your business, like you said, in the 70s,
Yes.
and then were you already there with this philosophy as far as what you're talking about?
No.
And all this, herbs and green vegetables and all that?
No. So when I was a child, thought like a child, act like a child, and had childish ways. So then attaining knowledge, the proper knowledge, wisdom and understanding of God, self, the devil of this world, and the time and what must be done, that's how I was able to formulate it. Because there's a time, there's a time for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know the whole journey of fitness, but also the mindset that you're talking about.
Yes.
Those are trendy now. They're more trendy now.
Yes. But
Even
it's still
though-
not popular, though. It's trendy, but it's still not popular.
What do you mean? What's the difference?
Because still we're not being reinforced that that inner voice is God. You see, so if that's the case, where is God? God is where you are as you. You see, so long as we thinking it's outside of us, we'll never hit on that. But matter of fact, here's another trick they're using. Who's the GOAT? Oh, is Michael Jordan the GOAT? Or is Kareem Jabbar? No, the GOAT is a mentality. It's not a personality. So long we going outside of ourselves again, we're Mr. Mark again. See, so we taught to go outside, but it's inside. You see, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. So what does that look like on earth is following that voice. God is always there.
I mean, but how do you teach that? Come on, how do you teach that? I mean, you got people to come to you and like, I got to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds or
Yes.
200 pounds for my wedding.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we
Yes.
do tend to have the mindset of just one small goal,
Right.
or we have the mindset of physical discipline. I'm not going to eat whatever, carrots or
Right.
carrot cake or
Right.
whatever it is
Right.
for 20 days, and then I'm go right back to what I was doing.
Right.
How do you teach a mindset? How do you teach people to listen to the voice of God within?
That's a good question. But what it is, people need to realize, okay, for example, I think it's Isaiah 53, verse 6. Jesus said, we are all like sheep have gone astray. Okay, I'm saying we are being led astray. You know, so these messages we getting, like say, you can lose 10 pounds in 5 days, or you can do this, you can do that.
Right.
Everything is outside, but it's inside. So I try to let people know it's right inside. What you're looking for is inside. It's not outside. So once they see that, they say, okay, it's on now. Oh, matter of fact, let's use that parable analogy I use, The Wizard of Oz. Okay, you know the characters. They had Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Straw Man, and the Lion.
Cowardly lion,
The
right?
Cowardly Lion, right. Okay, so they was all, the way I understand the story, they was following the yellow brick road
Right.
to follow, reach their goals.
Right.
Okay, but the closer they got to their goals, they became afraid. Okay, then that little dog Toto got away and pulled that little curtain and saw this white man behind this curtain. And they said, oh, wow, that's what it is. Okay, this is on now. So it's all about identifying the wizard. And the wizard is Hollywood. And the king, and the Bible says it this way, the kings and rulers. So we war not against flesh and blood, against kings and rulers in high places. So I asked the question, what does that look like on earth? You know, people can quote it, but what does it look like? And once you realize you really Jesus. You know, you all of that. See, Moses, all that. So as long as we looking outside, we'll never miss the mark. So it's inside. Let this mind be in you. The
Now-
saying that was in Christ Jesus. Let. Like I said, the letting is the doing. Doing
But
what?
but
The
that's
guidance.
but that's a different kind of discipline. Discipline to look inside in crisis, to look inside for strength, to look inside for guidance. That's
Yeah.
a different kind of discipline.
Okay, but it's the same. It's just another way, but it's the same.
Okay, but again, I'm back to my original question. How do you teach that? Because we're in the BBL age. We're in the age of liposuction, quick fix.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Those are tricks. See, as long as you're going outside, it's inside. You know, God gave us everything we need. So it's all about understanding that God gave us everything we need, but this world is trying to convince us that we can go outside of ourselves to get something. No, it's inside. So greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. We got to understand what that means, or understand what it means. So long as it's outside, we never touch it. We'll get stuck thinking it'll happen because something will happen like a bewitched, wiggling her nose, or a Shazam, hocus pocus, or abracadabra. It doesn't work that way. You know, it's inside out, inside out. Everything we see in front of us, from the microphone, from the signs, the lights, it comes from a thought first. A person didn't learn how to make a car. The thought came first.
Thought, word, deed, right?
That's right.
That's
See?
the process.
So that's how it's done, it's like that, knowing it's inside out. You know what I mean? So when I see, shall I say, Proverbs 14, verse 12, it says, the devil makes evil fair seeming, or there's a way that seemeth right into a man, but the end result is death thereof. So when I'm seeing some of the greatest athletes in the world being paid to advertise food that we know is bad for us, that no one should eat. I said, look at that. That's Satan being busy. See, I pointed out rather than say, oh, wow, look at that. They getting paid doing that endorsement. No, what are they doing that commercial? So then you see the tricks. So Malcolm said it best. We're being had, we're being bamboozled, we're being hoodwinked, and we're being tricked.
So are you mad at Serena Williams for promoting the weight loss drugs?
No, I'm not, because she don't really know what I know, and most people don't, because where's the reinforce? Okay, after this talk show, where are you going to hear it again?
All right, well, we're going to continue this conversation. I want to talk to you when we come forward about how folks can, get involved, how they can support your business, and a little more about that. Of course, 800-920-1580 if you want to call in. It's a Wealth Building Wednesday on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Loss Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Loss Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of black land loss before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandloss.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Kamal, I want to make sure I'm saying your last name right. Would you say it for me?
Muhsin.
Muhsin. Okay,
Yes.
so I didn't say it right. Muhsin.
Yes.
Kamal Muhsin.
Yes.
And you are the owner of your own gym. You're a personal trainer.
Yes.
And apparently a philosopher.
Yes.
It's the Forum Private Fitness Club. You do group training. You train individuals.
Yes.
This is what your website says.
Right.
And then you also train people in discipline.
Yes.
But that's part of the personal training, or that's a separate assignment?
That's part of it.
Okay.
Like I say, because the mind controls the body. But they make it look like it's physical. You turn to any TV when they doing a segment on fitness, you're going to hear them say, "Come on, one more." See, that's physical.
You don't do that?
No. no.
What do
I
you
don't that.
What do you do instead of come on, let's go?
I say, okay, we're going to do this here, and we're going to do 15 reps, okay? And then when you get closer to 15, you're going to start getting tired. Just keep on pushing. So it's mental.
That's
so,
it? That's the whole thing?
It's mental. It's mental. Everything's mental.
So you don't, okay. You don't yell at people?
No, I don't yell. No, don't yell.
What's your
the
version of
part,
yelling?
Making it through the front door. See, it's
The
mental.
hardest part is making it through the
but
getting
see, that's
up,
not the
getting
hardest
dressed.
part. If you think about it, those recurrent thoughts we get.
Yeah,
that's
invasive thoughts.
Yeah, but like I say, if we knew that was God, we say, I'll do it later. No, if you knew that was God, that's how you put God first. Not just going to church or not just being nice. No, you following that voice. God is constantly always there, guiding us. You know, that's why, like you say earlier, I know something told me I should have did. Or I knew I should have did that. What is, just knowing that's God. See?
So what happens if you have a client that's not Christian? Because I can see you're very Bible-based in the way. If you have a Muslim client or an atheist or...
Okay, it doesn't matter because I'm not coming from all angles. I try to come where they are.
I gotcha.
You know,
universal principles.
Yes, universal principles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
universal laws.
before all this time runs out, because we got, the clock moves really fast when you're on the radio. It's like an alternate universe.
I see.
How do we get in touch with you? If people want to train with you, what kind of things can they accomplish working with you?
Okay. My phone number is 310-337-1810. Website is www.forum, F-O-R-U-M, privatefitness.com. And I am on Instagram now, and that is the name of my business, the Forum Private Fitness.
I didn't find you on Instagram. Okay.
I
I do have the website, but that's all good. So they can call you, they can find you on Instagram, go to the website and sign up for personal training or group training.
Yes. But I prefer them calling and making an appointment.
Okay. Old school.
Yes.
Call.
Right.
Don't text me. Don't DM me.
Right.
Call me.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you proudly say on your bio, which I don't see a lot,
Okay.
you say your age. You say you're 66 years young.
66 and a half.
60. Only 7-year-olds count half years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a different ballgame now,
So you're 66 and a half.
Yes.
But your skin looks great. Obviously, your fitness looks great. He's in here for those who are not on YouTube, with a crop top, with his stomach out. We don't see that with a lot of 66-year-olds. He's over here flossing his abs. Why is that so important to you to let people know your age and show off your abs?
Since you said that, I have another philosophy that says that you don't get old because you don't work out. You get old because you don't work out. No, wait, how I say you don't get old.
Yeah, I saw it on your website.
Yeah, I got so much in my mind right now. So,
right.
Can you read it for me?
Yeah, I have to find it. But the thing is, basically, the bottom line that I got from it was you're saying we get old because we don't work out.
Right.
Right.
But where do they emphasize it? See, so we automatically go astray. See, I think if it was promoted more, but like I say, I see that more money is made.
There it is. You don't work out till you get old. You get old because you don't work out.
There you go. Right. So if that was promoted, it'd be a different ballgame. But I think it's more money made when we sick than well.
No doubt.
And then one more. It's more money made when we dead than alive. So that's what we dealing with. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also are really emphatic that you're an Aquarian. Why is that important?
Well, it's the age of Aquarius, and we want to know. And by us knowing, then that we share it. So I had to heal myself first, then pass the knowledge on. So if I don't have the knowledge, I can't share it.
Okay, so, I mean, those people that listen to me every day or even just sometimes know that I'm a fitness enthusiast.
Okay.
I like to do
that.
yoga, I work out, thank you. I'm mindful about what I eat and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And people have different philosophies. Some things in different workouts, some things work for some people, some things work for other people.
Right.
But one thing I can tell as a health enthusiast, just looking at you, your skin looks great,
Yes.
teeth looks great,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
probably
So-
have no body fat.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, but
Are
the
you
key is drinking a lot
super-
of water. Drinking a lot of water, and And then being black, the melanin, that's full effect.
That's great advice. Drink a lot of water and be black.
Yeah.
How much water?
Half of your body weight in ounces.
So you
that's
subscribe
a dietary
to that.
law.
Yeah.
Half of your body weight in ounces. So if I'm 200 pounds, I need 100 ounces daily. But think about it. Where are the athletes being paid to advertise water? See, everything else. But see, so if we can just realize how we're being led, we can have control over that.
And your nutrition, I imagine, is fairly strict.
Yes.
What do you never eat?
What I never eat? Well, the main one, when you're trying to lose body fat, I keep the carbohydrates down, which are breads, rice, pasta, beans.
The beans
potatoes.
always slide in there.
Yeah. So those are high in fat. So eating it past 1 o'clock, it becomes our worst enemy.
1 p.m.?
1 p.m., yes.
Really?
Yes. So that's the key. Let's start past 1 o'clock. So I'm saying that to say 5 days a week.
Not don't eat anything after 1 o'clock. Don't eat carbs after 1 o'clock.
Right. So it's not about restrictions. It's about healthier habits. And that's through proper knowledge.
Almighty Stone in the chat says too much water will kill you. You'd have to drink so much water.
Right. See, well, like I say, if we just examine and reflect on where that thought is coming from, we'll see it's not someone godly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Morris is asking what you have for the skinny people, but really being fit is not about being skinny or fat, right? It's just about being fit.
Yes. Okay. Well, see, look at that fallacy. Where did that come from? See, Hollywood, I really feel is our biggest enemy. Yeah, Hollywood, because what's good coming out of there to educate people, opposed to wanting people wanting things rather than needing things. They want, not need. The things we need, I don't see it emphasized.
Meaning you want juice or soda, but you need water.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
So no carbs after 1.
Yes. So
half your body weight in ounces of water.
Yes.
Okay. Time flies when you're on the radio. Like I said, we got about 60 seconds right here. What would you like to leave us with?
That just knowing God is with you, that inner voice is constantly talking to you. So just knowing what that is, and then you make your choices based on that, based on the time and what must be done. There's a time to love, there's a time to hate, there's a time to kill, there's a time to heal, there's a time to pluck, there's a time to plant, a time to pluck up which was planted. So it's all about knowing the time. But it's nothing to worry about because God is always there. That voice is telling you, do this, Kaprina, do this, Dominique, do this, or don't do that. Don't say nothing to that person. Oh, speak to him. See, always there, but the other voice saying, oh, you don't need to do that. So recognizing, I think that's the book of Luke 16, verse 13, no one can serve two masters. Either they're loyal to one and hate the other. See, that's what we got to recognize. Those voices, the one that's guiding us at the time, that's the voice, which is going to be God, pretty much.
Well, Kamal, it's a pleasure to meet you. 310-337-1810, 310-337-1810. If you want to call, make an appointment, do it the old-fashioned way. I appreciate you coming in, and thank you for the inspiration this morning.
Thank you, Dominique, for having me. And I appreciate everything, okay? But the key is for the world to know that it's inside out, not outside in.
Got you. We've got news, traffic, and sports then. Call me, KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Thousands marched across LA for Labor Day demanding stronger worker protections and slamming President Trump for weakening unions.
I wanted to be out here to send a message that the working class deserve to be respected.
The White House responded saying the president is, quote, finally putting American workers first. Black residents of St. Louis are demanding justice after the U.S. Army admitted to secretly spraying toxic zinc cadmium sulfide in their neighborhood during the 1950s. Black Representative Wesley Bell is backing calls for compensation as survivors link the exposure to long-term health issues. And Meek Mill says he's building an AI tool that can change the world. The rapper teased the project on X, but hasn't shared details yet. Fans are curious and some skeptical as Meek expands his reach beyond music. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Rams coach Sean McVay is confident quarterback Matthew Stafford will start the regular season opener Sunday against Houston. The 37-year-old Stafford missed all of the preseason and most of training camp with an aggravated disc in his lower back. Stafford is scheduled to practice with the first unit all week to get ready for Sunday. Jackson State moved up to number 15 in this week's top 25 Division I AA college football poll. Jackson State is the only HBCU team ranked in the top 25. The Tigers opened the season Saturday with a 28-14 win over Hampton. Top 5 teams in this week's Division I poll: Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami. The Dodgers lost to Pittsburgh 9-7. They still have a 2.5 game lead over San Diego in the NL West. The Angels beat Kansas City 5-1, a 2-run homer for right fielder Joe Adele. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. Great conversation going on in the YouTube comments section. You can get there by going to youtube.com and then KBLA 1580. So, yeah, they're arguing about carbs and water in the chat, and I love that because it means we're mindful about our well-being. So, thanks to forumprivatefitness.com. And I know water poisoning is a thing. I know it can happen, but and you say it's really common, Almighty Stone, and it's not that I want you to be wrong. I like you to be right. I like us all to be right. I have no investment in you being wrong. But I would I would venture a guess, and I haven't seen data, I would venture a guess that water poisoning is very rare in our community. Most black folks don't drink enough water. Most of us don't, most people in general don't drink enough water, but I know you can get killed. And I know if you're trying to lose weight, cutting down carbs is a good idea, but Paul, to your point, they're not the enemy. Your brain needs carbs to function. Doesn't mean it needs carbs after 1 p.m., however. Okay, don't get me started. Y'all know I'm a fitness enthusiast. That's huge for me. And there's a reason for one of them being that I've been on early in the morning for so many years. The only way I can have energy for that is to eat healthy and work out. So a lot of folks were anticipating this big announcement from the president yesterday, and folks were speculating about what it might be. I don't know if y'all were expecting him to announce that he was actually dead, because the speculation on the internet had gotten to a fever pitch. I'm not sure what people were hoping for, if he was going to announce that he had some terminal illness, or that he wasn't going to run in 2020. I don't know. Everyone was so amped about it. I feel like he has an announcement all the time, and most of them amount to another problem for you or somebody else. So the big announcement was he's moving the U.S. Space Command from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. Red state much? I mean, clearly that's just retaliatory. They were talking about moving it under Biden, and then they didn't move it. And the chair of the House Armed Services Committee is Republican Mike Rogers of, wait for it, Alabama. So therefore, they're going red state. Surprise, surprise. And apparently he's not dead, or he couldn't have made that announcement. Newsflash. I don't get amped when the president says he's going to make an announcement, because I feel like he's always making an announcement, and most of them amount to something we already knew. It's like the supposed release of those Epstein files, which today is the day we get the press conference with the victims. So that'll be good. Hopefully that will get people even more obsessed with those files. And it's interesting because the House Oversight Committee was saying they were going to release these files, right? And there was a lot of hype about that. Oh, Republicans are angry about Epstein files too. So they did that. They released 33,000 pages of records on yesterday. These are the records that some of the records that the Justice Department gave them last month. But come to find out, most of these had already been released. So they're doing the old act like you're releasing something when you're not releasing something move, which apparently is pretty popular with Republicans at this time. They had announced they were going to make the release. They did the release, but most of them are public court filings. So they gave you a lot of stuff you already had. Another big announcement that adds up to a whole giant nothing burger. And that is not the files that folks are asking for. They're asking for the classified files. They're asking for the files that expose both Democrats and Republicans. The so-called list, whether it's a list or a collection of notes or, videos, whatever that is, that's what people are asking for, not a tranche of 30,000 pages of previously public documents. No one wants that. That's not what we're asking for, but that's the head fake that the House Oversight Panel did on yesterday. And so I think it's appropriate, as Morris says almost every day in our YouTube chat, release the Epstein files. So that didn't work. Let's see. And this was supposed to be a tit for tat. We'll release these 30,000 pages if you all agree, by you all, we're talking about Democrats, not to push for a vote on a release of the full Epstein files. So we'll give you this little hors d'oeuvre, this little tidbit of nothingness, in exchange for you not forcing a vote on the release of the larger files, and that way we can all pretend we did the right thing and make this go away. It's not going to work. I feel like even if Democrats acquiesced and said, okay, we're not going to push a vote because you released a whole bunch of pages of stuff that we already saw, that the public would not give up. The public would not just say, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll take the 30,000 page nothing burger and move on to Space Force or whatever the distraction of the week is. I don't think so. I don't think so. Why didn't the Biden administration handle the Epstein issue? Why didn't the Trump administration handle the Epstein issue the first time? Cavett, they're the ones. Epstein was prosecuted while Trump was president, not Biden. So shouldn't that be on Trump the first time? Trump won, the original one. And that's, that's the question. Well, it's not a mystery. Clearly, there are Republicans and Democrats who are in those files. You can see it because they're on the flight logs. We already know Clinton was on the plane. We already know Trump was on the plane. We just want to know what else happened. What were the crimes? Who needs to be held accountable? That's what the public wants to know. And some of us don't give a rat's tail feather whether they're Republicans or Democrats. If they're creepy pedophiles who've committed crimes against children, they should be held accountable. Period, full stop. Yeah. I know. They'll still vote for him. I can't, Paul. I can't control that. But all I'm saying is release the files. Don't do the old razzle-dazzle, tap dance, bait and switch. Oh, we released some pages. It's not what you were asking for, but please don't force us to vote because it's going to anger our base, our constituents. I get that. Jerry says it was the Acosta guy that knows the info, but he's not the only one, right? And the fact that they're hiding this, the fact that the president, who claimed he was probably open to this, is now running for the hills telling you're stupid if you care, look over here, look over there. It tells you everything you need to know. Some of us don't care who gets thrown under the bus in service of the truth and accountability. Okay? The irony we were talking about yesterday, these forever chemicals, the so-called phthalates, which can turn a boy into a girl, basically, cause genital deformation, heart disease, problems in brain function, the shrinking of gray matter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which the Trump administration is loosening the regulations on through the Food and Drug Administration. At the same time that RFK claims to be for health, because he claims that by taking away COVID vaccines, it's going to make us healthier. My thing with vaccines, if you're an anti-vaxxer, that should be up to you. If you want to get a COVID shot or a booster, that should be up to you. I'm for choice. I'm for us as consumers having choice over our own bodies, whether we want to terminate a pregnancy or whether we want to take a jab. That should be up to us. And what RFK is doing is taking away choice by eliminating scientific research, eliminating insurance companies' responsibility to pay for COVID shots if you want, which have saved a lot of lives. Whether you want to admit it or whether you think it applies to you or not is another story. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your body, but it's so ironic to me that on the one hand they want to say, no, you can't terminate a pregnancy. You can't even get a care when you are pregnant and trying to have a baby, or care when you've had a miscarriage without being accused of breaking the law. And we're going to make it harder for you to get an inoculation against a disease which is running rampant. But we're going to make it easier for forever chemicals to be in everything, including your food wrappers and your water supply, which we know for sure deforms babies' genitals and causes heart disease, deadly heart disease. Make it make sense. In another one of these moments, you've got Elon Musk, who's running around impregnating every white woman he can get to agree to the proposition as he tries to populate the world. He puts out a post yesterday on X about how birth control is bad. Well, newsflash, we know that. There's nothing new about the fact that, birth control pills have side effects like all pills. And we haven't found a perfect way to control contraception. But you're fine launching a rocket a day and having this massive carbon footprint, which other people have to breathe in that air, in that water. You're fine with RFK infusing forever chemicals into everything everywhere. And here's the other thing, when did you become an expert? Just because this guy is possibly a rocket scientist, and I say possibly because the reality is he's a rocket science investor. He's not building the rockets. He's not building the cars. What Elon Musk does really well is come in and hostile take over other people's companies and then take credit for their inventions. That's what he did with PayPal. That's what he did with Tesla. I don't know about SpaceX, but I know he's not sitting there building those rockets. In any case, y'all think that because he is a billionaire investor whose rich father made him grow up rich and then be rich so he can invest in riches in rich companies that make him even richer, that means he knows about everything? So now he's the birth control-ish expert, the white supremacy expert, the budget cut expert? I think not. Perfect time to call me if you've got a thing to say about a thing. And by the way, again, I have no investment in you being wrong, sir. And I didn't say that you weren't fact-based. I know that people can die. It happens. You can die from drinking too much water. I also know it's very rare. And most people, most Americans, and definitely most black folks, are more on the dehydrated side than the dying of water poisoning side. That wasn't a knock on you. It wasn't me saying that you were not fact-based. It was just saying, let's put these facts in the context of who we're talking to, reading the room, so to speak. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima. We got a lot to talk about.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm LA City Councilmember Curran Price, inviting you to the 30th anniversary of the Central Avenue Jazz Festival, Saturday, September the 20th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We've got 4 pavilions, 3 stages of live music, plus food, fun, and a marketplace all along historic Central Avenue between MLK Boulevard and Vernon Ave. Our featured acts this year are Gregory Porter, Pancho Sanchez, and Jasmine Horn at the 30th anniversary of the Central Avenue Jazz Festival, Saturday, September 20th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. along Central Avenue between MLK Boulevard and Vernon Avenue. Come out and bring the whole family because this legendary celebration is free. For more information, go to centralavjazzfest.com. I'm LA Councilmember Curran Price, and I absolutely approve this message.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You do, and we're so glad that you are here. Always 800-920-1580. I love talking to you guys. I love my job. You meet all kinds of interesting folks, and and as usual, we have a lot to talk about. And we'll be joined next hour by Dr. James Lance Taylor, who's going to help us unpack many of these national and some international issues as far as what is happening in our country. So you are welcome to call in next hour as well. You're invited, in fact, cordially so. So Black Lives Matter Los Angeles will be down at the City Hall again today. Well, actually, they'll be down at 200 North Spring Street, what they call the Hall of Injustice, today at 3 p.m. They're also going to the City Council today, trying to block the reappointment of Earl Suthers to the LA Police Commission. Suthers is a former FBI agent who was a special agent who was he was a professor of practice in National Homeland Security. He at USC, he's on the board there, and he was appointed to the police commission by Mayor Karen Bass. Some of us were surprised by that appointment. He is a Homeland Security guy who has specialized in so-called homegrown terrorists, but not the white supremacist kind, the activist kind. And so Black Lives Matter LA is calling for folks who are interested in that to go to this morning's City Council meeting, as well as the protests that they have every Wednesday, 200 North Spring Street in downtown LA at 3 o'clock this afternoon. They are making their voices heard and letting it be known that they do not support this reappointment. The police commission, of course, is meant to oversee the LAPD. The degree of that oversight always questionable, but who is chosen to sit on that board is really important because they make decisions that impact public perception and even outcomes of lawsuits about whether or not police shootings and misconduct were in compliance with policy. And in the era we're right now, where our president is actively labeling Black Lives Matter and other anti-racist organizations as terror organizations, and where you have Homeland Security coming in and terrorizing our residents, whether they be green card holders, refuge seekers, or so-called undocumented workers who are not criminals. It seems very ironic to have someone over the police commission who is clearly part of the committee, part of the school of thought that designates Black Lives Matter and other anti-racist organizations, other progressive and radical organizations as terrorists. And it's really ironic coming from our mayor, Karen Bass, because when she was a congresswoman, she went out of her way to shut down this idea of Black identity extremists as a made-up concept that was clearly being put in place to target Black organizers. So, that's why they're headed down there this morning to the City Council meeting. You are invited to join. And if you're not going to join, at least track it, because it's important, more important right now than ever, when you have a president who just signed an unleashing police executive order that we have actual oversight of the LAPD, actual qualified oversight. You saw that a federal court ruled, probably you've seen by now, that the president was breaking the law when he when he used this wartime law to speed up the deportation of these Venezuelans. And the federal court has blocked this immigration policy. That means it's going to go up to the Supreme Court, and we already know what's going to happen there, more than likely. But this 3-judge panel in New Orleans, the Fifth Circuit, rejected the administration's using the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to take out the alleged Trin de Aragua gang members. And I say alleged because these folks are picking up hairdressers and just random people and saying that they're gang members. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel like the courts are blocking stuff. The administration is ignoring it, knowing that by the time it gets to the Supreme Court, they will get their way. And as it winds its way through the courts, this administration is continuing to do the illegal things, dismantle the departments, dismantle our rights. So even if the Supreme Court, by some miracle, decides to uphold the Constitution and the law, so much damage will have been done by the time it gets to the Supreme Court that there may be no going back. But I'm really looking forward to hearing what Dr. James Lance Taylor has to say about this and other moves going on the federal level, including something we hear about every single day in the chat, which is when are they going to release those Epstein files. Israel is saying they're starting their ground operation in Gaza City, which is more terrible news. It seems like, despite the fact that more people have started clutching their pearls and criticizing the Netanyahu government for their what is now being widely called a genocide against the Palestinian people, nobody is doing anything to effectively stop it. The U.S. is not cutting funds. The Europeans are saying, oh, we might recognize Palestine, but they're not really intervening in a robust way that would force Israel to change what seems to be their plan to take over the entire region as they bomb Yemen and Lebanon and threaten Iran and seem to be hell-bent on taking over the entire Gaza and West Bank. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and we'll have a chance to talk about some of these issues with Dr. James Lance Taylor and you. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Thousands marched across LA for Labor Day demanding stronger worker protections and slamming President Trump for weakening unions.
I wanted to be out here to send a message that the working class deserve to be respected.
The White House responded, saying the president is, quote, finally putting American workers first. Black residents of St. Louis are demanding justice after the U.S. Army admitted to secretly spraying toxic zinc cadmium sulfide in their neighborhood during the 1950s. Black Representative Wesley Bell is backing calls for compensation as survivors link the exposure to long-term health issues. And Meek Mill says he's building an AI tool that can change the world. The rapper teased the project on X but hasn't shared details yet. Fans are curious and some skeptical as Meek expands his reach beyond music. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.